Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha ha. See my chipmunk there, my groundhog, or whatever it is? I'm going to play something for you as soon as we get some people in chats. And I hope everybody's doing okay. Let me see. I got to center this up. Old captains, bold captains, no old bold captains. But I'm going to talk about a lot more than that. I'm going to talk about Lauren Boebert. I'm going to talk about MTG. I got myself going today earlier, and I clarify on that. I was wrong about something. And we'll go over that, and I'll go over a lot of other things that's going on in the G-rate awakening. Okay, folks? So I recycled this meme here. This was on my community page. Right here. This was on my community page, but it didn't have that face on there. And I figured, well, I'll use it again because I am going to be talking about that. But we get some more people in the chats. I will ask a question. I'll play this again, but I mentioned in the past how Dan Scavino would put out comms. And he's put this up, I don't know, 15 times, maybe not that many times. But anyway, I don't even know where my mic is with this setup. What do I got going on here? Can you all hear me? Let's hope so. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, there we go. All right, I can see where my mic is now. And there's the chats. Oh, good. Let's see if they're not frozen up. Hi, Tennessee, how are you? Donna, Roberto, Mr. Kibler, B-Dog. Whoa, my chat just jumped on me. Debbie, Lucy, hi, Gary, Diane, Sherry. We've got everybody in the house. Henri, and I said hi to Donna. Hi, Donna, how are you? I forgot already. My old brain. Ronald, Diane, Venezuela, George Pappas. So everybody says 5 by 5. Yeah, I had my screen a little screwed up. But anyway, if any of you all have, I've said before, and keep an eye on Dan Scavino because he puts out little hints sometimes. And he puts this little fella up, and out of the blue, he'll post this. I've seen it at least 5 times, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, tell me what you think of it and what it means. I don't know. I'm going to cut my mic off. I don't know, folks. I don't know if you can tell me what that means. We get some more people in chats. I might play it again. See if anybody knows what that means. I think it's some kind of a calm. Hello, Melinda. So, we got everybody rolling, and that's good. I want to talk. I wait for people to get in, and I play my little clips to see how they play. And I was going through my studio. I had so many pictures and clips I was going to put up back when the submarine deal was going on that I just said, the heck with it. I need to go live. And I just did a talkie because there's no way I could have edited them all. And I was looking through some of those clips. I took so much time to take, but I didn't have time to trim and edit and adjust the volume and stuff like that. What a fiasco. But now that we found out, and a lot of people are talking about how they hid that, and they really treated people poorly by not letting people know what happened. But we'll get into that here in a bit. But anyway, let's see. I've got a good little clip here. Another one that Dan Scavino put up. I'll get this out of the way. We'll play some fun things while people are coming in. And I turned the volume way down on this because I don't want a copyright strike. But this, let me see if I can get it big enough where you can see what's going on. But you got this young lady in front of a crowd painting a picture, and I'll say a little something now and then while she's doing it so I don't get a copyright strike. But I turn the volume way down. But you get the gist of what's going on. She's painting fast in front of a big crowd. Watch her work. Now, how's that for talent? I bet she gets a pretty penny for every one of those, especially all the energy she puts in. But I was wondering if you all had seen that one yet. That clip. That was another one Scavino put up. So let me take this. We got new people, and I was just, before I take this down, that's what I had my thumbnail, but I'm going to talk a lot of more things than that. There are old captains, bold captains. There are no old and bold captains. And I have in my thumbnail, a dangerous philosophy. Now, what do I mean? I know a lot of people are outraged at the keeping it a secret, what happened to that submarine and distracted us for all that time. And a lot of people are talking, well, those people wasted a lot of money and lost their lives. And the whole affair showed very little respect for, you have to revere nature and the power of the ocean. It's a fool's game not to have respect for it. And, of course, if you couple that with fear of the Lord, you're going to make much better decisions in life, aren't you? So, let's see. I'm just checking the chats. Thank you. Nikki said hit the thumbs up. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, she is good. She's good. She's the one that painted the Mr. T rally. Mike said greatest president ever. So, yeah, but gosh, I don't know what she gets for those. She deserves a good paycheck for those. I mean, I've never seen somebody paint like that. Also played, let me see, Indestructible by Disturbed to that scenario. Oh, you could, yeah, okay. Yeah, you could play that. Whistleblower came out with the goods, that's right. So anyway, the point that I was getting at, and I'm going to, every now and then I salvaged a few stories from that submarine thing that I will refer to, and a couple of clips that I thought were important. And when I just decided to stop doing that, and I came up and said the night before my broadcast, I had decided that from what every experts that I saw, that they were gone. They were gone, and that James Cameron said they had heard a sound at the time of loss of contact, a very loud implosion sound. And, the facts are the facts. So, but after you take a look, and I know it's tragic, especially about the young boy, they say he was terrified, but he wanted to go with his father. It happened on Father's Day. And I won't put their picture up. But we do know that the father was very wealthy and he was involved with the royal family. He was involved in looking for UFOs. Again, I don't ascribe to people dedicating their lives to that when they haven't come to an understanding of what's in the Bible and what our place is on this earth. And when you don't respect your faith, you don't respect the fact that there is a higher power, your chances are you're going to feel that your capabilities and your so-called, quote, luck is better than what nature has going on out there. And I was ruminating on that. I said, I shouldn't judge these people, and I say, I'm not judging. I'm thinking about what possessed them, because the more you learn about what especially the CEO knew and was told in no uncertain terms, you really have to inject the fact that there was hubris in there, okay? And I thought, well, I wonder what his faith was. Did he ever talk about faith? He certainly didn't seem to respect nature. Did he respect God? So anyway, I was going along and I was looking at different videos, and I spotted this. And I recalled this picture, but I said, which video did I see it in? And it was this picture right here. Now, you guys tell me if I'm being unreasonable. If I'm being unreasonable when I say dangerous philosophy. What do you see? They've got a shield up to keep the glare from the lights off of the computer screen. Okay? What do you see? What do you see a symbol of? Just to make sure. Yeah, I see that, Shane. Shane, please, that's the kind of stuff. I was going to bring that up, but I forgot. And I'm glad you reminded me, Shane. I'll get to that in a second. But Shane, I want you to answer me. What do you see on the screen hanging in front of that computer screen blocking the LED lights? So you get away from these numbers and the 107 on the search plane. I'm waiting for an answer, Shane. I know there's a delay. B-Dog is always hitting it. Commie flag. I want to get this out of the way, and I'm going to get this Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert stuff out of the way, too. Yep. CHYNA, right? Do they have respect for the Lord? Do they have the respect for human life? Do they have the respect that people need for liberty? Respect for individual human beings and souls? No. Well, Shane, you were too worried about your numbers. I'll get to that in a minute. Stick with me, Shane. I want you to hear this. I want everybody to hear it, though, what I'm going to get to. Don't see the number 17 in your Cheerios every morning, okay? Like somebody I watch almost every day, been watching for years, is getting back into that where he sees the number 17 in his Cheerios, and they're round, for crying out loud. Hi, Tyne, how are you? Okay, Shane, I see you. Tennessee, went the hard way, got some. All right. Let me see. I did. Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee went to the coffee house and got me some coffee. Whoa, wait a second. I want to hit my explosions. Where are they? There we go. Let's see if this is a boom. That one works good. Let me try this one. Boom. Let me try a bird. Thank you, Steve, for helping me out. I got a link in the description if anybody wants to help me out. Boom. All right, how about a bomb? Pow. I'll do that again. Pow. So anyway, what was I talking about? Hi, Rick. How are you? Hi, Ann. So let me get a sip of my coffee to slow things down. Anyway, there's a commie flag there. And I noticed that earlier in the week, and I didn't think very much of it. I was very disappointed in that. So then I heard about the sun, and I said, Shane, I'm telling you what. Oh, I see 1737. I was 37 to core, and I see double digits on the clock all the time. I feel it's God talking to me. Okay, all right. Whatever moves you, bro. Cindy said, well, they might have known that the submarine imploded, but on the other hand, I guess you can't be sure until you see it. Oh, when I would venture to say that even though that ship, the mothership was 9,000 feet above, I'd venture to say that they felt it in the hull. That's how violent and loud that was. And they said it was a secret Navy buoy that heard the sound. That's why they couldn't tell anybody that it was classified. BS. They've got seismic monitors. They've got, they've got all kinds of things to collect sound around there. And I heard from a CNN report that got scrubbed that the people on the ship also recorded the boom at the time. So James Cameron spills the beans. He said he knew. He knew the next day that the sound was recorded. How's he going to find out about classified stuff? And he called friends in his community because he is a deep sea mariner, one of very few. And he said, let's raise a toast because our friends are gone. He knew the following morning, Monday morning. Yeah, fishing monitoring. Yeah, you definitely pick up stuff like that. Because sound, as everybody was saying, travels 3 times faster underwater than it does in the air. Isn't that amazing? So anyway, well, my other point that I'm going to get to is this philosophy of, as I crudely put it the other night, giving the finger to nature. I generally tie that to a philosophy. If I can find, evidence that these people don't think in a Judeo-Christian way, and Muslim included, with respect for the Lord. Whoops, that's that gas brand. My finger hit that by accident, folks. I didn't mean to do that. Let me see. There was another picture with his mother, and I feel terrible for her. But she was home, and let's see if I can find, here we go. Little things mean a lot, right? They were kept in the dark for days by the government, and reports of, quote, banging gave them hope before they learned the truth with the rest of the world. But anyway, there is the mother. Family of doomed Titanic submariners claimed they were kept in the dark. Asma Dawood, whose brother Shahasta and nephew Suleiman perished on board. No, this is a brother of the guy that died. Says she's angry at her brother for taking his 19-year-old son on the doomed voyage. Well, I don't. I gotta point out what I see. What do you see? What do you see that we associate with lifestyles and beliefs that are not in line with traditional religion? A deep sea stater. Yeah, not anymore. There are. That's right, Nikki, purple hair. Pink hair too. Yeah, pink, purple, whatever she's got going on there. And you couple that with the Chinese flag. And it wasn't mentioned by the creator of the video, but I noticed it. And I went back and got a screenshot, and I said, okay, we're dealing with people here that worship the creations of man instead of God's creation. And we're told when people start thinking that way, they're given over to their own delusions. They're the pot looking at the potter and telling them you don't know what, telling the potter you don't know what you're doing. The pot cannot command the potter around. Well, it happened at a crazy time, yes, Shane, but it happened, and they don't let crises go to waste. They used it to get everybody to look away from what was going on in Congress with Durham and with Adam Schiff. We're cornering the rats. I'll finish up with this in a bit. Here's James Cameron. And he said, I knew Titanic submarine imploded on Monday and rescue was, quote, a charade. A charade. Yeah, Debbie, they did have a party for Hunter on our dime. I will get to that. I got a clip of that along with a lot of other stuff. So I'm trying to tie it together with what I was wrong about Lauren Boebert. But I'll get to that in a little bit. I've got two stories that I want to show you. Unfortunately, I have to show them to you because people need to know how evil is increasing in our society. We've got at least two stories that show how evil is occurring more frequently. And I guess I have to give you guys a warning on both these. I'll put the least shocking one up first, okay? This is from Truth in Art TV. We are seeing a new level and frequency of evil after mother allegedly left her home alone for 10 days to travel. A 16-month-old baby girl passed away in Cleveland, Ohio, after her mother allegedly left her home for 10 days without making arrangements for the girl's care. Okay? And the second one is in the same vein, where they don't care about their own children. Now, get ready for this one. This is rough. Jack Posobiec, I think, put this one up. If, just 30 seconds, take a break, okay? This girl, Florida mother on weed, arrested for child neglect, tests positive for THC after leaving 4 months old with a pit bull. That surgeons had no choice but to amputate the child's fingers, 3 on the left hand and 2 on the right. So, you could almost fairly say we've got children having children, but that's been going on for a long time. You don't have somebody so whacked out that they don't care. There's something wrong with this person's spirit. I mean, we're talking cannabis. This isn't some psychosomatic drug. I mean, it's something 90% of the population takes. It is the problem with her spirit. Okay, it's evil creeping into our society. So anyway, with that and with this, what I call dangerous philosophy, okay, of rejection of God, collectivism, communism. They try to call it socialism, but it's the same suit, different bow tie. It's, as Pope John Paul called it, a culture of death. And, in this case, it happened to the individuals who were practicing that culture of death. And I had this in my studio as a response, because a young creator said, I don't believe in playing with beads. I believe in God, but I don't believe in playing with beads. So, well, it's a start. If they say on TV or on the YouTube that they believe in God, that's a start. Okay? But please don't denigrate somebody saying the rosary, or in Islam, it's worry beads, sometimes they're called. But anyway, Father Gabriel Amorth. And the armor of God is where I got that other thing I posted where it showed Christ and the angels running the demons out using the light of truth. But anyway, Father Gabriel Amorth says, one day a colleague of mine heard the devil say during an exorcism, quote, every Hail Mary is like a blow on my head. If Christians knew how powerful the rosary was, it would be my end. The secret that makes this prayer so effective is that the rosary is both prayer and meditation. It is addressed to the Father, to the Blessed Virgin, and to the Holy Trinity. And it is a mediation centered on Christ. So I meant to bring that up in some of my past broadcasts. And as a lot of you know, Father Amorth is a Vatican exorcist, okay? So anyway, I'm just getting stuff taken care of that I hadn't been able to get to in past broadcasts. This one was in my studio for a while, the Babylon Bee. Says America celebrates Juneteenth, the day Republicans freed all the Democrats' slaves. And Randall from California said, where's the satire? In other words, yeah, it's true. There's nothing satirical about it. It's a fact. But sometimes the fact is satirical. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Let's see. Oh, okay. Joining in. What's that, Lori? I got to move stuff to see the chat sometimes. Big Hair Fridays on a short break. Well, I don't know. Never heard that channel. The real evil is horrific. That's true. That's true. Let me see. Where'd it go? It jumped around on me. And been going on for a horrific long time. Yeah. Beyond most people's willingness to see or understand. Well, people play ostrich. They put their heads in the ground like an ostrich. They don't want to face it. And they think that that's going to diminish it or make it go away. But here's another sign. Hopeful sign, folks. Right here. Did you ever see this character? I had his picture up here a while back. Shocker. Nation's first trans lawmaker arrested on child porn charges. Nobody saw that coming. The first man who insists he's a woman to become a state lawmaker, Stacey Marie Lofton, has been arrested on charges of distributing. See Stacey? See how nice Stacey? She's got a lot of product and nice complexion. Does some working out. And hi, Wolfpack. How are you doing? So anyway, nobody saw that coming, right? And this is probably one of the last ones I had from last week. Okay. Whoa. Okay. It's okay now. Where'd it go? Here it is. Danny Urbina. Every relevant Republican AG and DA should be looking for direct charges against Hunter Biden for his probable financial and corrupt dealings. No plea deal. That's a thought, because the local DAs are going after the 45th president of the United States, right? So why can't the local DAs do something in this situation? So, let's see. Here we go. Speaking of that flag they had hanging so proudly in their submarine, boy, isn't that something to take down as a talisman into a dangerous situation? A communist flag. Wouldn't you rather take a St. Christopher's medal or a cross or something? Better yet, don't even go. But here's a meme for you. Socialism better than communism. When the Berlin Wall fell, who ran to which side? That's exactly right. So I hope you guys got a chance to get a screenshot of that. Now, here's a good sign for uh, the former president of Brazil. He got a copy of Mr. T's book, Letters to Trump, signed copy, sent to him in Brazil, and gratitude for the book and for the mention within its pages. So little things like that are keeping people's spirits up in Brazil, and it's also showing, giving a message to the government in power at the moment, that Donald Trump still thinks very highly of President Bolsonaro, and you better be thinking about the fact that he's going to return. Here's another meme for you. I thank God for these fact checkers. I almost thought the government was tyrannical for a second there. Pamela says, is Hunter a protected witness? Otherwise, he's just getting off scot-free, especially with touching children. We'll find out, Pamela, won't we? I think they're going to have a level of mercy on him, but he's not going to get away scot-free. But he's not going to be facing what Adam Schiff's going to be facing. Okay, I'll put it that way. Adam Schiff's going to be facing something very serious. Let me take that guy down. There we go. I got rid of him. That's right, Nikki. It's never too late. Unless you want it to be too late. That's right, Donna. No, they didn't want a skilled captain. They played that game. That's the other thing. I'm glad you reminded me. That's the other thing. He made very public statements that he wanted a diverse staff, and they went into dreamland about what they would be able to survive and would not be able to survive. They were taken in by their own strong delusions. That's right. That's right. Hi, Joy. How are you? Hilarious. How are you doing, Hilarious? I wanted to thank you for the other night, Hilarious, for helping me out and buy me a coffee that came through after the broadcast was over. So anyway, let's see. Now, I did make a mistake earlier today. I was talking about Lauren Boebert, and I said she'd been pregnant in a family way. I said she was in a family way. I got her in my animation. I was very animated. I got it switched around with the other representative, Luna. But I was not happy with the fact that there was such a big rift right in the middle of all this stuff with the submarine, with Adam Schiff getting called to the carpet, with John Durham being highlighted in Congress, that we have this rift happen totally out of the blue, and the left jumped on it like stink on you know what. This is an article from Intelligentsia, and they work with, what's that bunch? The Daily Beast. Marjorie Taylor Greene and calling Boebert a little bee. She says the reason she said it is because she's a little bee. So anyway, they're having a big time of it. And the article goes on. Let me see if this is the second part or what. One might think that when a far-right member of the House Republican caucus, now you got to remember these are libs writing this, so they're going to try to make the most hay out of it they can, commandeers the agenda to introduce a surprise impeachment vote with a shaky pretext. See what they're starting right there? She would inspire solidarity from her fellow travelers, but that would be giving far too much credit to a group known almost exclusively for its dysfunction. Okay, now they're calling us dysfunctional. Are people focusing on Adam Schiff? Are people focusing on Hunter Biden? Okay, are people focusing on John Durham? Are people focusing on how the entire government is corrupt? No. They're focusing on this, and it goes on to say, on Wednesday night, Lauren Boebert took advantage of a House procedure within the week, claiming that his open borders agenda has failed the nation. That didn't please Marjorie Taylor Greene, who had her own resolution to impeach the president for intentionally failing to secure our homeland, but did not use Boebert's canny tactics to compel a vote. In an exchange on Wednesday night, Greene called her colleague out, saying, "I've donated to you. I've defended you." She had the same purpose. Defending her choice of words, Greene invoked the perfect logic of a bully. She said she called Lori Boebert a little bee because she has generally been a nasty little bee to me. Greene and Boebert, who both came to the House, and here they got to throw this in as 17th letter a non-adjacent freshman congresswomen, have been beefing for a while now. After a messy vote to nominate Kevin McCarthy, Greene reportedly criticized Boebert for accepting his donations but refusing to support him in early rounds. After the business on the House floor this week, it is unlikely that the dispute will be resolved anytime soon. Asked if the reconciliation was possible, she said absolutely not. And then she went on to say that she took my paperwork and changed some words around, and the agreement was that we would co-sponsor the impeachment together, but she took my paperwork and did it herself and then did this, quote, flash impeachment without talking to anybody in the House. So now I did get animated over this, and I did make a mistake about Lauren Boebert being in a family way because I thought she jumped the gun. But I will say that I have listened to creators for years And some of them, not every day, but most days. And I've had to hear, like I said, people that see the number 17 in their Cheerios, people that talk about Princess Di hiding from the lizard people in Antarctica, on and on and on. I lost about a dozen subscribers, more than that, when I called out Scott McKay, who has talked about participating in spaceship battles on the Orion's belt, okay? About moon bases on the dark side of the moon. So I get about a dozen subscribers, beat feet over stuff like that. So I made a mistake, which representative was in a family way. But at least I'm not telling people there's space battles on the dark side of the moon, or that General Patton is Donald Trump's father, and on it goes. I'm looking here in my studio where somebody blocked me. Here we go, on Truth Social, because I was saying that Lauren Boebert stepped out of line and she shouldn't have done what she did. Conservative Cali girl, you've been blocked. And I replied, good. Okay, good. Same with the Scott McKay groupies. Good. Because if they're going to believe, I pointed out that Scott McKay was called out publicly by Alan Dershowitz as being an NAZI after. And the video was played where he discussed Jewish people in a very derogatory fashion. Okay, and somebody messaged me and said, I never heard him talk like that. Well, then don't call yourself a fan of his because you haven't been watching his videos. And I also went over what happened with Kirsten W. So, okay, I made a mistake about whether or not she was in a family way. But I still don't trust her relationship with Matt Gaetz. And Matt Gaetz gives me pause. He gives me pause. But I will tell you this, and I said it on Nikki's show earlier today. If Lauren Boebert was my wife and she was sitting that cozy with Matt Gaetz, she'd have heard about it when she got home. That was not a way to behave. And they were a little too close, in my opinion. And Matt Gaetz got married recently. I think once his fiance saw the same thing I'm talking about, she told him to do you know what, or get off the pot, or else it's over with. And that's why they got married, I think, because these two were a little too cozy. But now, if Boebert was, if I was married to Boebert when she came home, I'd have been more likely to pull a, did you ever see the movie The Quiet Man with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara? Anyway, that's what I'd have done. And I said, look, and you want to get close, you want to do a hugging, right here, okay? Nowhere else, okay, woman? That's the way I'd have put it. And it'd have been the scene from The Quiet Man, John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. So anyway, I don't like those kind of doings. And I like both of them. And I do root for Matt Gaetz, but I keep my antennas up about everybody, okay? But you have to have some trust. But she should not have jumped the gun. This is not the hooray for Laura. We're going to impeach Joe. When there's a snowball's chance right now, this is not the time, because it would shut down everything we're doing with Durham, everything we're doing with Hunter, everything we're doing with the Justice Department. We've got war knocking on the door. We've got Mr. T is trying to send his message out, and then we've got this. But it's been handled, and I'll tell you how it's been handled. Lauren Boebert, I believe she got a phone call, and she ended up going on a Steve Bannon show. And just so happens Mr. T at Bedminster Today praised Steve Bannon. And Steve Bannon had her on her show, and she was much more calmed down. And she explained, well, yes, it's only about the border, which is nowhere in the focus of our targets right now. Yeah, there's a problem at the border, but there's a problem with the whole country. The entire government's got to be restructured, okay? And we're just now getting the American people to focus on that fact. So I'm going to play you this video to show you. Oh, before I do that, let me show you this. Remember I mentioned that Representative KE from Virgin Islands, that J.P. Morgan entered all that stuff into court records, that a lot of officials from the Virgin Islands were bribed on the take and helping Jeffrey E. Jeffrey Epstein helped a rising political star pull off a political upset. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett, and she's one I highlighted and talked about, of the Virgin Islands, won her 2014 seat, one of the biggest upsets in political history. So, yeah, Devin Nunes put that up. So let me see what's going on. In order for Jesus to come, it would have to be a third time. Well, Andrew, appreciate the fact that you respect our Lord. Okay. All right. Well, people are trying to pay attention to the information. Comments are great, but you don't want to write a novel. I'm just saying, you don't want to write a novel, because you can start a channel and really talk about your beliefs at length, and that way people can pay attention to you, and then they can pay attention to me here. So anyway, yeah, Diane, they are getting divorced, and so is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't appreciate that from either one of them. I'm not taking sides. I'm taking sides for Mr. T and what we're trying to accomplish in overhauling this entire republic. Needs to be overhauled, because we got stuff like this going on, folks, right here. Right here. Bernie on Truth and Art TV, pure evil. Rachel Levine claims child S3 exchanges are, quote, medically necessary at Biden's DOE conference on creating inclusive schools, Department of Education. Gender-affirming care is medically necessary, safe, and effective for transgender and non-binary youth. So yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us, and we got to. But let's see where there's cracks in the system, folks. Where pressure that we are exerting, we can't be distracted. I know Lauren Boebert means well, but now is not the time. She has not been given the order to do that. But here's a sign, okay, that things are not going well. Merrick Garland says the following right here. He says the Department of Justice is under attack. I'll play it. I'll cut my mic off, but the young lady says, or something like, the American people need to be concerned about the corruption, and listen to his response. Something like that is what she asks.
Do the American people have cause to be concerned about the integrity of the components of this justice? How they're acting?
I certainly understand that some have chosen to attack the integrity of the Justice Department as components and its employees by claiming that we do not treat like cases alike. This constitutes an attack on an institution that is essential to American democracy and essential to the safety of the American people. Nothing could be further from the truth. You've all heard me say many times that we make our cases based on the facts and the law. These are not just words. These are what we live by. They are the foundation of the way we make these decisions. The agents of the FBI, as well as the DEA, the ATF, our deputy U.S. Marshals, every day, often at great personal risk, protect the American people and secure its safety. Our cases are based on their work. I could not be more.
So is he saying, who is he talking about attacking the Justice Department? Mr. T, of course, he's going to say that. Is he saying that John Durham was attacking the Justice Department when John Durham told everybody that we can't continue as a republic with this division and this favorable treatment? Is he talking about this congressman right here? Let me play this clip for you. Who's he talking about? Is he attacking the Justice Department? Because this schism is going to be very important.
Committee Chairman James Comer. So, Congressman, tell us what you know about this obstruction at the Justice Department.
Well, the Justice Department simply has turned a blind eye to Hunter Biden. They were told to stand down. That's what our FBI whistleblower told us when we learned of the discovery of the 1023 form that alleged Joe Biden took a bribery from the motion to stand down. When we brought in the general counsel for the National Archives, when they were trying to write a story on their website about Joe Biden mishandling classified documents, they were told by the Department of Justice to stand down. And now what we've heard today with the IRS whistleblower, when they were looking at the obvious tax violations by the Biden family, they were told to stand down. So this is a pattern that the Department of Justice has interfered and given preferential treatment to the Biden criminal activities.
I don't know what's going on with that volume, but he said they're engaging in preferential treatment. I mean, he was pumping plain. And here's when the big problem is going to come in. Are they talking about the Speaker of the House attacking the Justice Department? Because here's what McCarthy had to say, pretty plump and plain, and this is the message we want, to be unified in getting out to the people. We got to stand together and lock arms on this. Because if we're going to change things, we've got to get as many people on our side as possible.
Change the show the two-tier system in America. If you are the president's leading political opponent, DOJ tries to literally put you in jail and give you prison time. If you are the president's son, you get a sweetheart deal. Now, this does nothing to our investigation. It actually should enhance our investigations because the DOJ should not be able to withhold any information now, saying that because of pending investigation, they should be able to provide Chairman Comer with any information that he requires.
So you got pretty much Garland saying that everybody's attacking him, or not him in particular, but he might as well have said it. But I tell you one thing, what the GOP put out, this is from the GOP's website, I believe, or they put it on Twitter. And this is right at the tail end of the sub thing, the Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert argument, all this kind of stuff. But this is what the GOP put out, and you'll see the last word on the screen. And if you put that in the number 17, you will see some interesting posts. But anyway, I'll play it for you.
They're doing it to try to influence the election for Donald Trump. 17 of our intelligence agencies have confirmed to influence our election.
There's ample evidence that was known long before the election, and even in most cases long before October.
Other experts are now saying that the Russians are releasing these emails for the purpose of actually helping Donald Trump.
But there's no question any longer. The Russians actively interfered in our election to help Donald Trump. There is no hoax.
I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in plain sight.
There are a lot of things that have an impact on the election. This certainly was one of them.
It was ordered by Vladimir Putin. He sought to help Donald Trump and to take down Hillary Clinton.
New documents released by the Justice Department are giving us more information about the infamous Steele dossier. The document was compiled by former British spy Christopher Steele and alleged that the Trump campaign was coordinating with Russia.
Have you seen any evidence that this dirt, these emails, were ever given to the Trump campaign?
Not so far.
Candidate Trump was not the subject of that investigation. We didn't know whether we had anything.
Special counsel Robert Mueller.
We found insufficient evidence of the president's culpability.
Igor Danchenko is accused of lying to the FBI, and he's facing felony charges.
CBS News confirms the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign helped pay for controversial research into President Trump's ties to Russia.
The DNC and Clinton sources have denied any knowledge of any connection to Fusion GPS.
A giant and very dangerous hoax. That's how Donald Trump described the Russia collusion probe after special counsel John Durham released his final report this week.
That news reporter said Donald Trump, John Durham released his final report this week. Was it really his final report, or was it a preliminary report? We're going to find out. And I'm reading some of the comments here. Let me see. I'll get this out of the way because I got a couple of other things I want to play. My gosh, it's already almost been an hour, but I keep going. There you go. Kathy, you might be a B, but you earned that, you say. Oh, my goodness. Yes, Debbie, McCarthy had met with Mr. T many times down in Mar-a-Lago. And so there's something going on there big time. And Gary said, say what you believe with your coworkers, your friends, and family. Don't hold it in. That's right. That's right. I'm very plump and plain. Somebody came up to me a few months ago and said, I didn't say anything. I didn't get into anything spiritual, anything religious. I was just minding my business. And somebody I had recently met said, oh, by the way, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't worry about that. And he also mentioned he didn't like Mr. T. And I said, well, I like him. I like Mr. T and you don't. And I believe in God and you don't. That's the way it is. Hasn't spoken a word to me since. But I just plump and plain put out what I thought. Because what are we told? I watched videos. There was one video that said the battle for Moses' body. The Archangel Michael was supposed to have battled Satan for Moses' body. It wasn't a battle. It wasn't a battle. Every time Satan's brought up in the Bible, you ignore him, he goes away. You rebuke him, he just disappears. He does no mighty act. Everything he does is sneaky and deceit, okay? Or he uses his underlings and his demons to torture people. Michael was walking by and the Satan was trying to get him to relinquish Moses' body. And Michael just kept walking and said, God rebuked you. And that was it. That was the end of it. When Satan and Jesus were on the highest point in Jerusalem at the temple, and Satan said, if you're the son of God, it's said that you won't even have your toe injured by a pebble or a stone. So jump off this high point and see if God saves you. And Jesus said, you never tempt God. Don't tempt God. And that was it. Satan was gone. There's no battle with him. You reject him and you rebuke him, and that's all it takes. So, and let's see. You got a meeting with your local rep to see what you can do. That's good. I love the garden. You'll find out tomorrow. He'll be in town. You plan to go talk to him. There's another clip that let me see if I've still got it in the studio. I don't know if I do or don't. I can get it. Oh, here she is. I mean, some of you might think it's a little corny, but it's true. This is a young lady speaking at Turning Point USA, right? Right in the video.
I'm just one individual who started a Twitter account, and I've been able to help legislators across the country enact laws to protect our children. And guess what? You can do it too. So how do we take our country back? It starts with you. It starts with you finding your courage. It starts with you using your First Amendment right. It starts with you deciding to do something and take action. It starts with you joining your local campus chapter. It starts with you being brave. My story proves that one person can make a massive difference. And I'm here today to give you some hope. You too can make a difference, and you too can be a hero, because all it takes is one person to stand up for what's right.
So yeah, that's another one I meant to play. It starts with us. It starts local. And I want to thank you, Tennessee, for helping me out. While that video was playing, I checked and I saw that you helped me out and buy me a coffee. I do appreciate it. Let me let off some booms. Pow. I'm going to send a bird flying by this girl. She's so nice. And she said, it starts with you. Boom. Pow. Let me hit that again. Pow. Boom. Thank you so much for the buy me a coffee. I appreciate it. I'm not going to set off on that pretty young lady. Here, I'm going to I'll put a heart there. See if I can do it. I'll put a heart on the screen, or a bunch of hearts. If my hearts will work. I don't use those too much. It's usually a machine gun fire on Joe. But anyway, I do appreciate you helping me out, Tennessee. I want to see these hearts show up on the screen, but they don't want to work. But just pretend there's hearts on the screen. Oh, there they go. There they go. Hearts on the screen. I figured they match your outfit. Wow, thank you so much for the buy me a coffee. But anyway, I talk politics and God to everyone I talk to. How you doing? Shane says, I'm a red pill dealer. We can't be scared to talk those subjects anymore. Well, that's good, Shane, and welcome to the chats. But early in the chats, I was going to talk to you about this business. Just don't go too far into rabbit holes. I mean, you know a lot. A lot of people in the chats know a lot. But when you come on a new person, you want to keep it real, keep it focused. Focus. And let's see. I got these clips. Here's Hunter having a big old time at the party. The volumes I did good, but there's a reporter talking about just keep an eye on these. See how worried they are. This is how worried they are. They threw a big party for him. This is the actual White House. And then I've got a news report with Catherine Herridge I'll play after this.
Republicans or whatever. But, you know, the with which they manage to rig every aspect, every level, every layer of the investigation it's sort of shocking. But, when you stop and as you just try to give him the benefit of the doubt.
There's Hunter from tonight. You can see him on the screen.
Whether or not Joe Biden was actually sitting there in the room next to Hunter Biden as he's sending this WhatsApp message to his contacting Communist China.
But why doesn't someone ask Joe Biden what they
exactly?
Well, remember the press yell it out of a gag?
What is uncontrovertible, what is irrefutable, is the fact that at the very least, Hunter Biden thought he was doing the bidding of his father.
See how worried they are? Look at them laughing, having a good time on our dime. Before I'm going to play this article from Catherine Herridge, but there was this tweet somebody put out. It's kind of gross, but it has to do with Hunter. Here you go, folks. Let me read it to you. This is by Amuse, AMU. Paid $75,000 a year for membership in the SNCTM S3X Club, according to the club's founder. Revealing the name of a member is a serious violation of the club's rules, and as a result, the founder has been removed. So this is where Hunter belongs, the president's son. But you think it's got something to do more than S3X? Okay, and people need to know this. So you can look up this Amuse person on Twitter and show people if they think there's nothing wrong with voting for the bribedons, then there's a lot more to it than just their crooked money. They are dealing in spiritual issues, I would put it that way. So let me see. This is a report from Catherine Herridge. It's kind of a weak report, but this is CBS, I believe she's with, which at least this is something. CBS Mornings. At least the American people are hearing something about this Hunter Biden stuff. And Catherine Herridge is the one who gave us the update on Gitmo about the courtrooms being expanded. So she's trying to do her best for being stuck at CBS. I'll go ahead and play the report.
Attended last night's state dinner ahead of his expected guilty plea to tax charges. House Republicans have just revealed testimony from two IRS officials who claim there was sweeping misconduct in the Biden investigation. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge has more on that part of the story.
IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley spoke to congressional investigators in May. He said IRS investigators recommended charges for tax evasion, filing a false tax return for the tax years 2014, 2018, and 2019, all felonies, plus charges for failure to file or pay several years. Those are misdemeanors. A conviction on these charges could bring hefty fines and up to 5 years in prison. But the plea deal filed this week by the Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney David Weiss said the president's son agreed to enter guilty pleas for 2 misdemeanor tax charges. As part of the deal, Biden will avoid full prosecution on a separate gun charge. A source familiar with the terms told CBS News his legal team expects probation, not jail time. Shapley also alleged there was Biden to a Chinese businessman over an outstanding payment, stating, quote, "I am sitting here with my father. We would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled." Hunter Biden allegedly texted, according to the transcript, "I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand." And now means tonight. CBS News has not independently verified the message. The U.S. Attorney in Delaware declined to comment on the whistleblower allegations, but in a recent letter to Congress said he has been granted ultimate authority over this matter. The Congressional Committee senior Democrat said the release of the transcripts is premature, not fully vetted, and he scolded Republicans for not waiting for the investigators to release their findings. Hunter Biden's legal team did not respond to CBS News' questions. The Justice Department and White House reiterate that the matter is being handled independently by the Delaware U.S. Attorney, Vlad.
At least she got to say that and put on the screen that what he did was serious felonies, okay? Lying about income. It wasn't just that he made a mistake. And now they're talking about Elon Musk. Here, I'm going to play this one for you for a little laughs. A few laughs. Talking about Elon Musk and, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg are going to fight it out. Let me get that picture on the screen. There we go. Holy cow, I'm frozen out of my studio for some reason. Oh my goodness. Where is my boxing match? Didn't show up. Be patient with me, folks. I'm trying to put my little boxing screen up here. I don't know where it went. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Uh-oh. I don't know where it's at. Oh, there we go. It doesn't want to move upward. It's stuck down at the bottom. But maybe I'll be able to move in a second, folks. I had a cute little video of Zuckerberg and Elon Musk getting in a boxing match. But it is stuck down in the corner here and doesn't want to come out. Let me see what's going on in the chats. I'm leaving that vision of that communist flag up because that's the way it is. Oh my goodness. Well, it doesn't want to cooperate. Well, I'll have to play it next time, folks. Let me see what else I've got in the studio. If I could just get it to come up and cooperate with me, but it won't. See it right down there in the bottom right corner? It doesn't want to come up on the screen. Got too much stuff in the way. That's okay. Anyway, also Kash Patel is talking about fighting somebody. Wait a minute. Well, I guess we're going to have some celebrity boxing matches the way this stuff is going. Let me see what this one is. Faith and Freedom Coalition. Oh, y'all make sure tomorrow Trump will speak at the Road to the Majority Conference in D.C. this Saturday. Trump's return to D.C., folks. He will be delivering remarks in Washington, D.C. at the Faith and Freedom Coalition's Road to Majority Conference, joining dozens of other conservatives. And it will be on Right Side Broadcasting, okay, folks? We got to give them a lot of big numbers. Let me see if I can get that video to come up another way. It may and it may not. Let's see. Well, it doesn't want to. All right, I'll get it next time. Let's see. All righty, here we go. Here's Trump put out a video about why he punches down, why he goes after Christie. He said every now and then you got to put them in their place. Well, here's a sharp young lady. Got a shot of Christie falling asleep on a flight, and she's got her MAGA hat on. So somebody put a title underneath that said "Low Energy." So there's a sharp-eyed young lady that got a picture of sloppy Chris Christie, and here we go. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. Oh my goodness. I'm just checking out some of the chats. Pardons don't work on tribunals. Got that right, B-Dog. Laws of war. So anyway, let me see. I can't get that boxing match up. I wanted to put that up. Now, I'm going to play a short clip from the submarine situation. This is when it was active, okay? This is only a minute long. But this gentleman over here is a realist. He's one of those 50-some-year-old or 60-some-year-old people of light skin that the other guy didn't want to hire. But you can listen to what his experiences in the past have been with rescues and what he thinks of the situation. And this is before it was disclosed that the submarine was blown up earlier, days and days earlier.
Sorry, Chris. If they could have got that equipment to the vessel 2 days ago, then they would have had a good chance.
Well, you've got to find it first. I think people have underestimated the challenge of finding this. It's only 20 feet long. You're in a huge debris field from Titanic herself, and you're in a series of canyons and hills. The nature of the bottom is very complex indeed. This whole banging saga has been really spurious as well. The thought that you would actually bang from the inside of a carbon fiber hull is ridiculous, frankly, and people like myself have been trained in the past to differentiate between that sort of noise and the other mechanical noises that you get in the background. It's given people false hope. I understand why, because they wanted to maintain morale, but I think it was a distraction, to tell you the truth. And I haven't seen any evidence of any survival since contact was lost on Sunday.
All right, he said the banging was spurious and it was giving people false hope. The other clip I had, he describes how this is a person who knows what he's talking about. He describes how what has happened on his last rescues, and he also gives his opinion on the whole matter, what he thinks his final thoughts on the entire matter. If you'll just take a moment to listen to it, I'll cut my mic off and you can hear what he's got to say.
And you go to retrieve bodies and take risks, and it's about being there and looking after your comrades in arms. Is there any? Do you have any anger? Do you have any thoughts on the decision of these people? They've gone to sea in what appears to not being a seaworthy vessel, without enough safety mechanisms in the event, not raise the concern, and yet there is this massive operation involving the Coast Guard, involving the Royal Navy offering advice, all these private other organisations trying to get involved to try and help, and there could be a risk to life of those trying to rescue these men. Do you think that it was wrong of them and that there should have been more regulation to stop them doing something which...
A risk to life to those people trying to rescue. It took me a second to cut my mic back on, but that is something to think about with whoever covered up that fact. The thing blew up Sunday and had all those people out there looking. Somebody could have been hurt. But this, as you can see, this video is before that stuff was disclosed. But keep listening and you'll hear the challenges rescuers have faced in the past and what he thinks of the whole thing at the end.
Could have put other people's lives at risk.
Yeah, absolutely, Julia. You expect the flag state of the support ship, for example, the Polar Prince, to have actually imposed some limitations. I think that will be what will come out of this, is essentially that. But I spent my life, flying. We've picked up people who go down to the sea in very dodgy ships, go out in all sorts of conditions. Yeah. That's our duty. That's what we do it for. and it's very satisfying when you can bring people back. But you do get stupid people. I remember we rescued a girl on a lilo off St Ives, a mile offshore back in the 1980s, took her back to Cold Rose, and a week later, the parents sent us a bill for the lilo, which we didn't pick up. So,
That's extraordinary. Say thank you for keeping my daughter alive. I mean, this is an extraordinary thing. People, I just think, and again, even these people are experts, this, they're adventurers. Hamish Harding had been, he'd been into space. The people don't realize, the sea, the oceans, the deep ocean, is as dangerous as going into space. And yet it seems to be something any sort of amateur can try.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I always had in mind when I was at sea all those years, Julia, is the sea is always out to get you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many precautions you take, it'll find a way of doing you if you just drop your guard once. And if you go down to 4 kilometers, everything's stacked against you. Yeah. Everything has to go right every time. And I'm afraid to say in this sector right now, people are taking chances with their lives and other people's lives, and we need to get a grip on it because it's criminal, frankly.
It's criminal, frankly. That's what he said. It's criminal. And he's talking about people taking chances with other people's lives. And this is the end of it as far as the sub's concerned. But I will say that their refusal to tell people the truth and give people that false hope was criminal. It was a psyop. It was designed to distract people from the function of government. And I don't think we're going to hear the end of it because somebody gave the order to fake everybody out. And it's going to catch up with them. It's going to catch up with them. Here we go. Here's a nice meme for you. So what's the one thing you mostly look for in a woman? XX chromosomes. So anyway, folks, I've been going on and on. I know Nikki's probably got to hit the hay. Everybody else has got to hit the hay. I appreciate you all spending your time with me. Let's see. I'm just going to check the chats. Gary says it's like racism. If you start talking about it, it will no longer exist. That's right. Yep. But they did fake us out, and they did waste a lot of people's times and break a lot of people's hearts. And that's what psyops do. They hurt people emotionally. It's emotional terrorism. And I'll probably get in trouble for saying that word. But it's true. Psyops are a weapon. Hi, Robin. How are you? You slipped in on me. Ha, 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 ha. So, anyway, let's see here. If I missed anything, I will play it next time around. It might be, hopefully it won't be some people are tired of hearing. I'll finish up with this person's endorsement, DJT, which Mr. T put up there. And you all have a great night. I appreciate you spending your precious time with me. Everybody who helped me out with the Buy Me a Coffee. Oh my goodness. I just checked my messages, and Gary, I got my stuff, Gary. I can put up some booms. Ha ha. Boom. Pow. Here goes a bird. Come on, bird. Fly by. There we go. Bang. Boom. Ha ha. And of course, let me see what else. Oh, let me put some hearts. There we go. Now that my hearts are working, I put them up. Love to Garden, help me out. I appreciate that. And then Tennessee, I appreciate that so much. Everybody that's helped me out with Buy Me a Coffee. Cameraman helped me out the other night. I appreciate it. So this is an endorsement Mr. T put up that he's very proud of. I played this guy's videos before. He's a great speaker. You guys keep your chins up. We'll get together probably Sunday night. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live so you can join us in the chats. We love seeing you guys in the chats. So y'all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Fighter indeed. This nation needs a fighter. Someone who is willing to go onto the world stage, walk in bold. The Americans are here, and we are in charge again. And we're going to lead this world into the future with freedom. That's what America needs, and that is why on this stage today I am endorsing Donald J. Trump as the President of the United States of America in 2024. Because now, doggone it, is a time for warriors to stand up and get it done.
Corralled into this box where we either have to hate Vladimir Putin and believe everything evil that's said about him and love Ukraine, and there's no in between. And that reminds me a lot of you're either a white supremacist or you go with the Democrat narrative on everything under the sun.
The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today, white supremacy.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
I mean, there's as much interference here as you could possibly imagine. Before you even get to Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, and all of their children who earn millions from Ukrainian gas companies. These days, it's hard to believe anything because they've lied about COVID, they lied about Russia collusion, they lied about the Ukraine impeachment trial, and there's so much more going on in Ukraine that nobody is talking about.
Does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
My job as a journalist is to try to understand what is the truth here. I don't like being lied to, and we're being lied to on an epic scale. When we're told your only choice is you have to be 100% with Zelensky. Who you can find on the internet in black stilettos and leather pants. Zelensky was selected, like so many of our leaders. And honestly, with big tech and with election fraud these days, we don't know how many leaders all around the world have been selected for us and weren't actually voted in.
How to build back better.
We have to build back better.
Build back better.
If Donald Trump gets the Republican nomination, there are many of us that will move heaven and earth to ensure he doesn't win.
We are fighting the same battles all over the world. To pretend that this war is about Russia and Ukraine is a barefaced lie. Putin has been warning for 15 years that he is not going to stand by while the globalists take over the world, build bioweapons facilities and whatever else they're doing in Ukraine. Ukraine has been a center of money laundering for many of the leaders in this country. Billions of US dollars have been laundered through Ukraine, and we say nothing about it. Does nobody question these things? We have an idiot like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Mr. Vindman, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
Do you always insist on civilians calling you by your rank?
And sits there as a lieutenant colonel. He didn't even make colonel. And he's telling the president of the United States what his policy should be. You have a traitor in the form of Maria Yovanovitch, who was Obama's ambassador, who's telling Ukrainian government officials, don't listen to the will of the American people.
In his July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, the president badmouthed Yovanovitch, calling her bad news.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked.
And then she's given a cushy job for life at Georgetown University, and we're told that the president of the United States cannot say to his foreign counterparts that we want you to look into something.
If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So much hypocrisy and dishonesty here, and Ukraine is at the center of it all.